What's going on, everyone? Just the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It's in the middle of the night. It's like 1 a.m. and I just recorded this video for like 30 minutes and then I realized my mic died, so I had to switch out the mics. So I'm gonna make this one a lot shorter. LaMelo Ball has been snubbed for the All-Star game, as we saw. I wasn't really tripping over him being an all-star, or not a starter rather. I wasn't tripping over him being a starter, but I am pretty. It blew my mood, not gonna lie, for him to not be in it at all. So without going into too much detail like I did before, because I'm trying to go to bed, the biggest thing is I saw a lot of fans say, and I would just have to assume the media thinks the same thing, because that's the media vote. I think is what held him back the most. I think coaches' vote had him in the middle of the pack, but players' vote having him at third, fan vote having him at 1. I think that having him in the middle of the pack, for if it was for coaches and media, he probably still would have made it. My point is, what I saw a lot of are people talking about wins, of his efficiency, and I believe games played. I can understand the games played, even though if you take the amount of games he's played now out of the amount of games possible, and then obviously double that, because we're like right in the middle of the season, maybe like a couple games over, he would meet the threshold to win MVP if the team was good and he was having a great season, an even better season. He could win MVP. So for the fact that if anyone could be using games played against him, doesn't make any sense at all. Because if you replicate what he's done now, which a lot of his setting has been, he's tweaked something, and we're like, there's been times where he plays and just misses one game. Like it's just been that. There was one period of time he missed a lot of time, but most of the time it's just been he just takes one game off because we're not good. But imagine we were good. He's playing enough games to even, like I said, be what's it called? Be in the, like I said, it's late. Either way, he would have met the 65 game threshold. Is my point. So games played shouldn't matter, because if you double what he's done in the same amount of games, you know, for the second half of the season, he could be ready for All-Star or MVP. Then efficiency, I get it. He takes some crazy shots. There's times where I think even the biggest LaMelo fan will tell you, like, okay, he does take some ill-advised shots. What does efficiency matter for in an All-Star game? But like, everybody's there to have fun and be entertained. People want to see the one-legged threes. I don't think anyone's tripping over you missing a bunch of shots. There's no defense being played either. Like, he's getting triple teamed because DeQuan Jeffries is out there. Taj Gibson is his starter. So it doesn't. I mean, I get it. I think, does LaMelo need better efficiency? Yeah. A lot of that is just he takes horrendous shots. Why does he take horrendous shots? Because Brandon Miller's gone. Trey Mann's gone. Grant Williams is gone. Like his players that he can rely on. Miles Bridges had a piss poor season up until recently. A lot of the guys he would rely on to alleviate some of that pressure for him to take better shots are missing or weren't playing well. Brandon Miller wasn't playing well. Miles Bridges, like I said, wasn't playing well. Trey Mann played well, but only played like 10 games. Grant Williams, it's not like Grant Williams is averaging 20, but his threat, especially in the corner for threes, it opened up a lot for LaMelo, and that's why I think Grant going down was a big blow to the team. But as you can see, I can see why his efficiency is low. Does he need to get it up? Of course. I don't think that should stop him from being an All-Star. The last thing was wins. Oh yeah, wins, my favorite. So I will say, out of everybody that made the All-Star, I think 3 of them were on teams that were 500 or sub 500, and that was Wemby, which it's Wemby. He deserves it, and it's Wemby. Cade, he deserves it, and I think they're only 1 game under 500. And Tyler Hero, who, I mean, they are 500, but let's just go through those 3. I think they all were definitely deserving. Like, even Tyler Hero, I think he's deserving of it. I just don't think he's more deserving than LaMelo. Tyler Hero, some people think he's the 3rd best player on his team. I know Jimmy has been doing whatever Jimmy does, but Tyler Hero could, so a lot of circles is seen as the 3rd best player on that team. Then you got Cade. I think Cade deserves it. He's the 1st best player on the team. The team is a little, team is 1 game under 500. Fine, I'll take it. And then Wemby. Wemby is obviously the best player on his team, the top probably 25, maybe even 20 player in the league as a whole. I can see why he makes it, even though I think they're 4 games under 500. So, of course, out of that group, LaMelo would have the lowest. Let's say you replace Tyler Hero, he would have the lowest because we're 12 and something. But my point is, it's the All-Star game. Win shouldn't matter. It's all about having fun. It's all about picking who the fans want, and that you didn't do that. You didn't allow the fans to choose. And I know everybody's gonna say Zaza Pachulia. Zaza Pachulia just was a benefactor of the being on a great Golden State Warriors team. That's all that was. This is nothing like it. LaMelo is our team. LaMelo does everything. He does absolutely everything, which is part of why his shooting efficiency is so bad. But he literally does everything for this team. So it's nothing like Zaza Pachulia. It is nothing like Zaza. So, I don't know. Overall, I think that LaMelo was snubbed. I think that there are guys who are in there that don't deserve. I think that everybody that made it is deserving. I just don't think they're more deserving of LaMelo. I'll even look at Jaylen Brown. They don't play the same position. I look at Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a great player, and he's having a good season. He is not having a Jaylen Brown season. He's just in there because Jason Tatum's in there. He's just in there just because of the fact that he has a reputation of being good. He has a reputation of being an all-star caliber player. Therefore, they do that. They specifically with the East, because I would say that the talent is just not as much as it is in the West. So a lot of times in the East, guys will get in just because they're better than your average NBA player season, but it's not really that much for them. So then guys who are in LaMelo's position, we can even go Tyrese Maxey position, maybe even Cade. Like if Cade were not to make it, those type of guys don't make it just because this guy's not playing. This guy on team B is playing better, but his team is trash. Guy on team A has all these accolades, maybe even won a championship. He's not playing as good as guys team B, but he has the reputation, so we're going to put him. That's just how it works. It's always been that way. And it just doesn't make any sense. All-Star game is all about having fun, and I don't think that's what we're looking at. I think the NBA is just more so looking at, I really don't know. My biggest thing is I just feel as though the NBA is more so looking at who would I rather make upset? A Boston Celtics fan or a Cleveland Cavaliers fan or a Miami Heat fan? Would I rather make them upset or a Charlotte Hornets fan? If I'm running a business like the NBA, I'd rather make the Charlotte Hornets fan upset because it's the Hornets. They're not good. We have every reason to say, come up with and say why he didn't deserve it and all this stuff. As opposed to Miami Heat, that's one of our pinnacles, in our league. I think Detroit is a pinnacle in the league. Especially it's always just a feel good story for a Detroit team to be good, like we see with the Lions even, and then Wemby. Wemby obviously had to make it. So and the Spurs are a pinnacle of the NBA. So those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm not saying this just because I'm a Hornets fan. I literally mean this. I think all those guys had great seasons. I think LaMelo's better than Darius Garland. I think Trae Young should have made it over Darius Garland because Trae Young is that team. LaMelo Ball is our team. I understand the records may not be there, but we are our team. Darius Garland gets the benefactor of being the point guard of his team. But his best player is Donovan Mitchell. Oh, well then he must anchor the defense. Nope, Evan Mobley. So, anyway, that does it. Thanks so much for watching this. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.